everybody, it's Andrea and Bree coming to you from The Good Stuff in Jupiter, Florida. Today we are going to do a little tutorial on stenciling. And as you can see here, we have some of Annie Sloan's stencils. Super cute. And so Bree is going to be showing us how to do some stenciling. So here we go.
All right, so stenciling's really easy. As you can see, I already have my stencil put down and I taped the edges so that it stays in place because a moving stencil is not fun to deal with. So I have my pure white on a plate, and when you put the paint on your paintbrush, you wanna make sure you don't put too much on, otherwise it's gonna bleed through. So I make sure I just have a little bit on there, enough to get a good coat. You don't wanna drench it. And make sure to use the flat tip brushes as well because they do a much better coverage and they're much easier to work with. So when you do your stencil, make sure to do up and down dabbing motions. Swiping like you would with a paintbrush is gonna make a mess, and this is the best way to get full coverage and that nice crisp line. As you can see, as I'm doing my stencil, I'm just moving my finger pretty much right around where I'm stenciling, and that just makes sure that the stencil stays down so that, again, we don't have any bleeding. So like this one's a little bit unsteady, so I just put my finger down to steady it and then I stencil away at it. Again, just looking for those crisp lines from the stencil. We don't want any bleeding. All right, so I'm just filling it in, making sure I got all of my edges nice and full, making sure there isn't any of the cocoa showing, and I think we're done. So you want to lift it up while it's still wet. Don't let it dry like this. Just go in and peel it right up. And there's your first stencil. Okay, and that is how you stencil with Annie Sloan chalk paint.